All right, let's get through our weekly trading insights. The week has started and we're ready to, do the best that we can do out of the market. We don't know the market, right? We just do what we're supposed to do and then see what happens with the market. Okay, so for today, there are not so many pairs that I'm looking out for. So let's start with a recap of the trade that I took last week. I believe I took a trade on V151X, yes. And then I shared this with you guys on Monday. Started playing on that same Monday and it got to full take profit. Full take profit. So let's see together. Yep. This was it. Very, very sweet trade. Of course, we already know what we're looking out for, so I believe there's no need to start, doing everything afresh. First, a sweep, a break of structural liquidity, and then second break of structure to confirm our structural liquidity. And then we'll have here as our execution area. And then the type B. The type B, we have something like this. Sorry, not this. Type B, we have something like this. And then inner structural liquidity, full break of structure. If you want to get full details of the strategy, you can watch my previous video, my trading insights for last week, and then you see there. So you have this for the type B, and then you have this for the type A. So let's see what we had last week. It was a good week actually. Most of the setup that I had got to full take profits, and then some they are still going on. So first, a sweep. Let's do the 15 minutes so that will be clear. Keep it simple. First, a sweep. Then we had an inner break of structure here. And then this was our structural liquidity. And then our entry was here with the evening star confirmation here. You can see this evening star here, which was the confirmation, and then this was the full take profits. This was the full take profits. It was not up to 2 hours that it got to full take profit, and we were done. Very, very sweet trade. First, a sweep, an inner break of structure, a structural point, and then a second break of structure to confirm a structural point. And then price tapped on our POI, and then we had full take profits. Okay, I had another trade here as well that was very, very tiny, but it played out. It was a 5 minute POI. Very, very tiny. Very, very tiny. We had this as well, but I didn't enter. Because there are some confluences that I look out for before I take a trade, like the 5 minute supply zone and all that. It was not here, so I didn't enter, but I still got to full take profits. But I did not enter. Okay. I had another trade. Yes, it was very, very tiny POI, but it was very, very good for flips. Had a tiny sweep here, and then this was a structural point. And then this was my POI. You can see this sweet confirmation and just dropped to the downside. Gave about 1:2. It played out very, very well. Played out very, very well. So V51s last week was zero loss. It played out exceptionally well. So we're still looking forward to see what will happen this week. We're still selling, but there's no good POI yet. So we're still waiting for what will happen. Okay. And then we have V25 I believe I still had two setups here that played out very, very well. Played out very, very well. Two setups. Yes, one was this. It was a very, very tiny POI that you need to look out for before you really need to put your eyes down before you can see this. So you can see that price was breaking structure to the downside, which means this was a lower high. And then this was, a lower low, and all that. So this was our first sweep, a sweep of a previous high. And then this happens to be our type B, which means structural liquidity forms first before breaking this full structure. Remember, I always say that if there's no full break of structure, the setup is not valid. So until you have this full break of structure, there's no need to mark it out as your POI. Okay. So price tapped on it on Tuesday. Yep. And then got to full take profits. Full take profits. Full take profits. Although there was another re-entry while price was going on. Yes, there was another re-entry. A very good one at that. A very good one. It was somewhere around here. Yes. This was the structural point. This was not up to 50% retracement, so we have to use this one. If you measure this, it's not up to. You can see, so you have to use the next one. You have to use the next one, which is this. Okay. Like I said, there are always some other conflicts that I look out for before I give out the POI. But any POI that I give out, most likely to play out, right? We don't owe the markets, but most likely to play out. Okay. So we had our first sweep here, and then we had our break of structure, which makes this the type A. And then this was our POI. Price tapped on it, and then boom, to the downside. This was a re-entry for this as well. So just added position here and good. And so if you see trades like this and you have entered from here and then you see a valid confirmation here, it's giving you room to, add positions and all that. Okay, so the POI that we had as of last week, I believe. And then I had a loss on this pair. Was it yesterday also? Yes, yesterday. Although the trade gave 1:3, but I didn't close. I was expecting it to get to full take profits, of which it did not. So this was our first sweep. See price breaking structure to the downside. So this was a high that was swept tinily. And then this is the first break of structure. Our structural point, which is up to 50%. Yes, good. Up to 50%. So price came, gave a 30-minute confirmation, and then I entered, but you can see this sweet confirmation, but it retraced from here. Yeah, it retraced from here and then, stopped me out and all that. Okay, so price played from here on the 4-hour time frame. You see, this is a 4-hour order block, and then price gave confirmation, but I wanted to hold to full take profit. That's why I did not exit, but stop me out. You have to take risk. You have to take risk, but most times the risk don't normally go as we planned it. So yeah, yeah, I guess. So I believe I still had other trades as well. Like yes, the USD CHF that I gave out. I gave it out last week as well, and is already playing out. It gave about 1:2 before retracing to our POI. Although the retracement was another entry, right? The retracement was another entry. So this is our full take profit, but there's also another POI here, like this. There's also another POI here, like this. So let's remove this. So this is our second POI, although it's not really up to 50% retracement. It's even up to. It's even up to. So it's a very good POI, but I didn't enter actually. I didn't enter. I missed out on this. So you have this. So this is your first take profit, and then from our first POI that I shared last week, this is our second take profit. So you can basically hold all the way down. You can hold all the way down by expecting something like this. Can hold all the way down. And then for AUD USD, I gave out a sell from around here as at last week Monday. I was expecting, sorry, a buy from here. Yes, and then this one played out on Tuesday. Yes, this one played out on Tuesday. So we had our tiny sweep here. This is our structural point, and then price got to full take profit here. Gave a very good 30 minutes confirmation, although it's almost hits SL, but it still played out. Yeah, few pips below this was supposed to be the idea. So this is it. Full take profits. Full take profit. So you can see that the strategy works very, very well. It works perfectly. Okay. So if you want to learn this strategy, you can send me a DM on, Telegram, or you can basically join my Telegram channel for free and then copy my trade setups. Okay. As of today, there are no good trades that I'm looking forward to take yet, but if you are looking forward for any of my strategy or any of my POI, V10 is selling. So for this week, I'll be anticipating sales POI until price gets here. Yes, so look out for sales. If you see any very good sell POI, can wait for a confirmation at the strike. Okay, and then V25 1S is also selling. Can wait for good POIs and then strike. But of course, like I said, if there are any good POIs, I'll share them on my Telegram during the week. So you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be there. It's for free, right? So V25 is also selling to this point. So we're looking forward to see if we'll have any POI. V50 as well. V50 as well. We're looking forward to sell. But for this sell, we'll be very, very careful because there's a contrary POI here. And from my experience, from my years of experience, um setups like this, if there's a contrary POI, price might, try to retrace to somewhere like this before playing out. So why we'll be very, very careful. We'll be very, very careful looking for sales here. All right, it's better we look for sales from somewhere here. Okay, so you can anticipate something like this and then like this. Okay, of course, this will be very, it will be invalidated, right? It will be invalidated, but you have to be careful around this area because price might want to, deceive people that the sell is good, the sell is good. Sorry, the buy is good, but it's not good. Our top the analysis is coming from SLPI here, and we're selling all the way down. Okay, V25 as well. You can still look for sales, look for sales, look for sales, look for sales all the way here for this week. It's supposed to extend this, but look for sales, guys. Look for sales. Look for sales. Okay. Although there's a sell POI here. There's a sell POI here. But I noticed one thing with this strategy. Most times, especially for V25, most times POIs that are more than 1:10, they don't usually play out. That was one thing that I noticed recently from my studies. But you can still look out for this. If you see a valid confirmation, this is not up to 1:10. It's just 1:5. So if you see a valid confirmation, you can strike. Okay? You can strike. You can strike. So we have this, and then AUD USD as well. You look for buys. 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 And then our USD card, sorry, USD CHF is still going, right? So we're basically looking forward to see what the markets will present this week. And then we strike. We strike. Okay. We strike. All right, guys. So if the other POIs, it will be, sent to my Telegram group. It's basically for free. So the link to my Telegram, as always, will be in this description. If you want to learn my strategy, you can watch the video before this. I explained the strategy in 4 basic rules. So you can practice and then look forward to what we have this week. So wish you guys a profitable trading week. Protect your capital. Wait for valid confirmation. And then, work on your psychology, because strategy is just like, let me say, 30% of what you need to be a forex trader. You need good risk management. You need to portion your capitals. You need a good money management skill. You need a good psychology to trade. Okay. If trade has left your POI, you basically have to leave it because there will be another setup. It's okay to miss some trade, so you don't need to work yourself around it. It's okay to miss some trade, but it's not okay to miss all trades. So you need to still get active as well, and then, be meaningful with your life, right? Be meaningful with your life. Practice, refine your skill, make it best, and then do great numbers, guys. So I'm rooting out for you. Lock in, and then let's milk Forex. Okay, so see you guys along the week in my Telegram, and then see you on Monday for our next week weekly trading insight. So see you guys.